This is Ryan Watches a Movie, where we get our friend Ryan to watch a movie and tell us what he thought.
Gun balls out in the lumberyard. Watching the Grunion Pro Magi. If you're listening to this, don't even waste your time.
Hello and welcome to Ryan Watches a Movie. This is episode number 113. My name is Adam. With me today we have Kevin. How you doing, Kevin?
I'm doing all right.
And Ryan. How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
We secretly know he's not, but we'll plug on. What movie do we have you watch this week?
Heavyweights.
Heavyweights. This is from 1995. Picked this in honor of Walk of Shame coming out this week. I have a synopsis here. Plump kids are lured into joining a posh fat camp with the promise of quick weight loss and good times, only to find that the facility is a woodland hellhole run by a psycho ex-fitness instructor. This is directed by Stephen Brill, written by Stephen Brill and Judd Apatow, and it stars Tim Blake Nelson, Ben Stiller, Kenan Thompson is in this. I guess he was one of the kids, right?
Yeah.
All right.
There's quite a few kids from Mighty Ducks in this.
Yeah, I noticed that in the trailer.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
Yeah, I noticed that from the trailer. I do have a trailer here, so let's give this a listen. This is Heavyweights.
Far from the everyday world, there is a place where big
Congratulations, Mr. Sims. You are the fattest boy in camp.
is beautiful
Chipmunks, down low!
and thin isn't in.
This is definitely not sanitary.
For Jerry and his friends, it was a dream come true. Until the new owner
That is out of here, mister!
Oh no.
turned it into a nightmare.
Lunch has been canceled today due to lack of hustle.
Now, after 6 weeks of frustration,
Then we're gonna climb that 1,000-foot rock face over there.
starvation,
There
isn't a
a gummy bear left in this entire camp.
and humiliation,
Ryan, why don't you tell us a little bit about Heavyweights?
High school ends, and the bell rings on the last day. A kid goes home and finds out that his parents are sending him to fat camp. And the fat camp is owned by Jerry Stiller and his wife.
It's owned by Jerry Stiller?
Yeah,
Nice.
they're the owner. And they get to this fat camp, and I'm not really sure why IMDb told you that I was promised of weight loss, because in the video that he watches with his parents, there's no promise of weight loss at all. Only fun.
Oh, so they trick him.
Yeah.
Just fun.
They get to the fat camp and find out that Jerry Stiller and his wife have gone bankrupt. And it turns out Ben Stiller is taking over the camp, and he's filming an infomercial that lasts all summer long. And his goal is to make them really fat into really skinny people. And doesn't work out too well. And he tries to make them do things that they don't want to do and have them do things they can't do. And he eventually gets kidnapped and put in a sort of like an electric fence prison, which no one has a problem with. Even when the parents come and see that he's in prison, they don't care. Like, they're just like, yeah, whatever. There's like 2 adults and 5 bajillion kids, and they imprison him. He escapes, freaks out, loses his job, loses the camp, and that's the end of the movie. And there's some a fat guy and his skinny girl love. I mean, they don't.
What?
They don't show the love because it isn't movie, but it's implied.
It's implied.
Wait,
How's it implied?
what are they, kids? Are you talking about like a love connection between
Yeah.
the kids?
Well, no, the one counselor, he's been going there for like 19 years,
Wow.
and the new nurse is pretty attractive, and she obviously falls in love with him, and they kind of like join forces to get rid of Ben Stiller.
Hmm.
At the end, then, doing it.
Are we sure that they're doing it? Do
No, like I said, it's a Disney movie, so I'm just gonna say they did it.
I get the feeling that Ryan just picks two characters and he's like, they do it. They totally do it. Because we have no way of knowing.
Who's the nurse and who's this counselor? Who are they played by?
The counselor is the one guy on. Oh, I can't even think of their real name.
Is it Tom McGowan?
Is
The guy's
he
named Pat Finley?
Yes, that's the
Pat
guy. Yes,
Who's the nurse?
I don't know her real name because I never saw her before.
Oh, okay, so she wasn't in anything.
No, not that I remember.
Now, does this? I mean, there's some pretty big names in this. Ben Stiller, written by Judd Apatow. This is obviously one of his very early. I think they did this right after the Ben Stiller show, which was a colossal failure.
What?
Well, it was.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Does this stand up to the recent work of Judd Apatow and Ben Stiller?
The God no. I'm gonna say I might be saying this incorrectly, but Ben Stiller plays a guy sort of like he did in Zoolander. Like he's just a dickhead and he's all obsessed with himself.
I was gonna say, it almost sounds like he plays this character from Dodgeball.
Yeah, that's what it kind of looks like in
Sort
the
of,
in the
yeah.
trailer.
Yeah, sort of.
How about
And he was a fat child. Now he's all skinny.
Oh, I remember that from, I don't know if it was like a clip or a trailer. Maybe I just remember because I did see this when I was younger. So this is a Disney movie. I mean, can you imagine them making a Disney movie like this nowadays?
Well, it's funny because I'm looking at the poster, and it's funny to think that like back in '95, that's what we considered fat.
I know.
Like
Yeah,
that's
these kids.
just like that's just
Some of these
down.
kids are they're pretty large.
Yeah, but the kid's on the cover, like the main kid that plays Jerry.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he's not.
These are just husky kids.
Yeah, I mean he's just a kid that looks like he just never shed his baby fat. Like he just has kind of a plump face.
I would like to see this done now, where they're like morbidly obese.
Yeah, like they can't even walk.
The one kid is Pugsley from the Adam Sandler movie.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember which one, but I looked at him now. He's like a gym rat. He looks like a gym rat now. He's like all in shape and.
Well, if you look at the kid that
Clean
played
cut.
Jerry, the main kid, he looks completely different. Aaron Schwartz. I mean, didn't that kid? Wasn't there something where that kid played like all the young Louis Anderson?
A young Louis Anderson.
Yeah, because he looks like a young Louis Anderson.
That's a stupid face from Mighty Ducks.
He was in The Adventures of Pete and Pete.
Was he? Oh, fantastic!
I swear I saw something where he played Louis Anderson as a young person, but apparently
where the hell are you getting that?
I don't know. Maybe I mean, clearly I just made it up because I'm looking at his filmography.
I just like that's such a bizarre thing to make up.
I know, but apparently I did.
Why would anyone even make something that would involve a young Louis Anderson?
I don't know. Remember that show, Life with Louie? I thought maybe it had something to do with that.
Oh God.
Louis Anderson. So Kenan Thompson, is this I guess this is pre what was that show he was in? All
Salute
That?
your shorts.
What?
Salute your shorts.
Kenan Thompson wasn't in Salute Your Shorts, was he? He was in All That.
Keenan and Kel.
Yeah, this was pre All That and Kenan and Kel and Good Burger. Good Burger.
Well, he was riding the. He was in D2 and D3.
Yeah, I remember him from
Russ
those.
Tyler.
I remember him from those. Yeah, this is the same. This guy Stephen Brill, he wrote the Mighty Ducks movies, so that's the connection there. And there were some other people. I mean, the main character was in Mighty Ducks, and I think some of the other kids were too.
Yeah.
Like the one kid that plays the goalie in the Mighty Ducks
Yes,
was in
gold.
this.
So it's just really the Mighty Ducks go to fat camp.
Pretty much.
Seems that way. Minus Emilio Estevez plus Ben Stiller.
Minus the knuckle puck.
The knuckle puck.
Yeah.
Oh God. Well, like I'm just thinking, I wonder if they would ever make a movie like this, or if it would be considered too politically incorrect these days. Because I'm sure that there's tons of fat
Probably.
jokes. I'm sure it's nothing but fat jokes.
Is it a lot of fat jokes?
There
A lot of
are
fat jokes?
because of their fat ass, and
Do they?
it's kind of racy for a Disney movie.
Well, that's how all these Disney movies were back in the 90s. They were all like this. I mean, you just don't, like, nowadays we have like Alice in Wonderland and Maleficent and these like big epic fantasy movies. We don't have these goofball just live action kids movies.
Yeah.
Do they exist at all? I mean, not just talking about Disney, but do these kids movies exist at all anymore?
Not really. I don't see that many.
I don't think so.
Unless they just don't pop up on our radar. But I
Yeah,
don't
and
even
I'm
really see
talking
them,
about
like in
like,
theaters or anything.
Right, that's what I mean. Like specifically in theaters, I'm sure that there's plenty of like Disney Channel movies that come
Yeah.
out on DVD and stuff. But as far as like, I mean, all these movies were in theaters. Like all I don't know about like D3, the Mighty Ducks, but I know
Yeah,
at least the
it's
first
terrible.
two were.
It's terrible.
Now I have a quick question, Ryan. Like at the end of this movie, do they actually like start losing weight and getting healthy, or do they just like cop out and like accept themselves for
just
who they
get rid
are?
of Ben Stiller
They just
and get back to having fun that he took away from them.
Now maybe I'm thinking of that other camp movie. I think there was a camp movie called was it called Camp Nowhere or something like that, where they overthrow the counselors, like they band together and overthrow the counselors and they dress up like Indians.
with Christopher
I feel
Lloyd.
like that.
Yeah, with Christopher Lloyd.
Wasn't it that family?
Well, no, they did it in the Addams Family Values. They did it in the second one, but there was I think there was a camp movie, and I'm thinking it was Camp Nowhere, where
Yeah,
they
it's
dressed
good.
up as
Camp Nowhere with Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. But they did overthrow Ben Stiller in this.
Oh yeah. Well, he kind of like freaks out, and eventually somehow the cops show up and arrest him and take him away.
For child abuse.
But yes, actually,
Does he have to register as a sex offender because of it?
they throughout the entire movie they're also trying to get him on child abuse law.
What does he do exactly that would warrant this type of response? Like, is he actually like terrible,
one day,
or is he just asking them to jog?
one day he makes him go on a 20-mile hike, and he makes them try to climb up, like, not I don't want to say cliffside, but it's a decent little hike
Wow.
up a wall, and he makes them do it barefoot.
Barefoot. Why would he make him do it barefoot?
I have no idea.
That's evil.
I guess that's to stress the fact that he's a child abuser.
Does he spank them as their physical
No.
contact?
No.
No.
Does he punch them in the face?
He
There's not
yells at
that.
them, gets in
Does
their
he,
face.
does he knee anyone in the throat?
Is there any throat kneeing in heavyweights? Hmm.
Is there extended montages of binge eating?
There
Just
is.
there is.
There's a montage of when they get to this camp, they'll have like junk food trapped them and taped them and hidden, and they put in this giant like hole, I guess you call it, under a bed full of nothing but junk food.
Why would they put all their junk food in the same place? You'd think that they would
Because
hide it.
they
They would hide it throughout their cabin.
Yeah.
Well, it's under there, and then they also have their bedpost
Oh, okay.
wolf candy.
They're like alcoholics. They hide it
Yeah,
throughout the house,
yeah.
cabin.
And the one kid, when he's bringing junk food in, he has it taped to himself, and it all gets crushed.
Oh,
And like 4 or 5 of them just jump on him
oh
and
Jesus.
like lick him, and
Eat
it
him.
is
Oh, gross,
like,
dude. That's terrible.
it's
Oh
gross.
god. They give him an awful waffle. Well, let's talk about the director, Stephen Brill. So, in addition to Walk of Shame, which is his latest movie, he directed such greats as Drillbit Taylor. He did the iBabe segment in movie 43, which was horrible.
Weren't they all horrible?
They were all pretty bad. Pretty bad.
All terrible.
He also did Without a Paddle.
Ooh.
Terrible.
Wow.
He did Mr. Deeds.
Oh,
What'd you think of that one, Ryan? Classic Sandler.
Nope.
Nope. Little Nicky.
Oh Jesus.
That's
God.
Little Nicky is where I started hating Adam Sandler.
Yes.
Like that's the one right there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember as soon as that came out, I was like, "What the hell is that?" And I didn't see it in the theater, but I remember I saw it after it came out on home video, and I was like, "This is awful!" Like that voice.
Yes.
Ugh.
Jesus. God.
That was the worst. And that's pretty much it.
That's a solid filmography right there.
Yeah, it doesn't bode well for Walk of Shame. And I remember Drillbit Taylor was pretty bad. I remember that Drillbit Taylor came out right when Owen Wilson tried to kill himself. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it was because of that movie.
Oh. Oh. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
that movie was pretty bad. It wasn't horrible. It's just like it just wasn't funny. Like it just wasn't very funny at all.
Seth Rogen wrote that movie.
Yeah, it just wasn't that funny. Did either of you see it?
No.
I saw it. I laughed maybe twice throughout the whole movie.
Like it's a good premise. Like I think it's kind of a funny premise, and I would have liked to have seen Owen Wilson beating the shit out of little kids, but it doesn't really happen like that.
Oh God.
He also wrote a bunch of movies. We mentioned Mighty Ducks, and he also wrote Ready to Rumble. Remember that one?
Oh, are you kidding me?
With David Arquette and Scott Conn.
Wow. This is just, I don't even know where to start.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
So yeah, not a very great lineup there.
That's putting it rather nicely.
Yeah. Any final thoughts before we give you your drum roll, Ryan?
It would have been cool if I saw this movie when it came out.
So you never saw this before? You didn't see it when you were a kid?
If I did, I don't remember it.
Like I feel like I saw this movie, and I think that it was like one of these ones that I really wanted to see, but my dad was just like, I'm not taking you to see that garbage.
I don't love you that much.
Like that's what my dad would do. Like if he thought that it was going to be like a just complete garbage movie, he just wouldn't
Would
He just
do
wouldn't
it.
participate.
He would just put his foot down.
Yep. He was just like, nope.
Not happening.
I'd have to find a friend to go see it. All right, let's go ahead and give you a drum roll here. What do you give Heavyweights?
4.
That's 4 out of 10 for Heavyweights. Not too bad.
One last question, because the poster says that it's hilarious, filled with nonstop laughs. Were you laughing nonstop, constantly?
No, it's not.
Did you laugh at all?
Maybe like 5 times through.
What was the funniest thing to you? What made you lose your shit?
Well, it's different for me because I like just seeing little fat kids running around trying to play sports, and like at one point they're in the sporting event and it's another camp, and they're playing baseball and they're terrible at baseball. Like the one kid swings the bat and just lets it fly. And that made me laugh.
So watching the kids fail at sports is
Yes.
that was the funniest.
Yes.
That was the funniest part.
Wow.
Now, this or the Sandlot?
Sandlot, definitely.
This or Beethoven?
I'd say Beethoven.
I'm going Beethoven just because of Charles Grodin.
You can't pass up Charles Grodin.
It's because I saw him as younger.
This or Clifford with Charles Grodin?
I thought we just
Clifford?
established.
Clifford's awesome.
Clifford.
I just bought that not too long ago.
You bought it?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there.
They have that on Blu-ray?
No, I got the DVD, I believe.
Oh. This or Harriet the Spy,
Never saw,
starring Rosie O'Donnell and Michelle Trachtenberg.
never saw, but due to that, I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
'Cause
What about what about this or Blank Check?
Blank check.
Oh, Blank Check, but yes. I mean,
Yes.
Blank Check was a terrible acting movie, but when I was little, that was one of my favorite movies.
I loved Blank Check. What about this or Richie Rich, starring Macaulay Culkin?
That was also one of my favorite movies when I was little. So,
about this?
Richie Rich.
This or The Big Green?
I'd say this.
But wait, Gutenberg. Gutenberg. All right, come on. And the kid's a fat goalie. So you have your fat kids failing at sports and Gutenberg.
That's a double whammy right
What
there.
the fuck else do you want?
Oh, I like doing this. We're gonna do this from now on. Where I'm gonna rapid fire you. From now on, I'm gonna rapid fire you similar movies, and you'll have to say which one you prefer. So, what are you thinking of Walk of Shame?
Well, I saw it pretty for it a couple weeks ago, and it kind of made me interested. But seeing this makes me not interested.
Yeah, Kevin and I actually just talked about Walk of Shame on the regular show, and I didn't find the trailer to be even remotely funny.
No.
I thought it looked terrible. There's good people in it. Like, I'll give him that. Like, I think Elizabeth Banks is funny, and I think that what's his name is funny too, James Marsden. But I'm not so sure about that one, fellas.
No, sir.
It's gonna be a pass for me.
All right, there you have it. Any final thoughts, Ryan?
Nope.
All right, well, I think that'll wrap it up. For the latest film news and reviews, visit us at filmpulse.net. Send us your questions to podcast@filmpulse.net. We'll be sure to answer them on the show. Follow us on Twitter @filmpulsenet, and be sure to rate us on iTunes. We appreciate that very much. For filmpulse.net, my name is Adam.
And I'm Kevin.
Man.
We'll see you on Monday.
Stands for kids.
Oh, Jesus.
Give us food, we're starving in a rotten mood, but still we're hanging with our friends, so we hope summer never ends. All right, sounds good. Here we go. Here's a tip that you should try. If people laugh when you walk by.
Oh shit, Ryan's blown up. Ryan
Yeah.
is blowing up.
Good.